Yeah. So we're here today with Tracy. She's the landlord of this lovely establishment here, this lovely house. And you've had a bit of a problem with rats for quite a while, I believe.
Yeah.
How long has it actually been going on for?
I would say it's probably between 3 and 4 years. It's been going on that long.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. So 3 or 4 years, and so at first you must have tried to tackle it yourselves, did you? Or?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I put live traps up, not live traps, sorry, proper traps.
Yeah.
You know,
snapback traps.
Yeah, them. And my husband had to come and empty them, and I would say we killed at least 20. Yeah. And then I thought, and I put rat poison down.
Made no difference.
And I thought, no, I'm not. There's something going on here that's bigger than me.
Yeah.
So we got the professionals.
Okay, in inverted commas there. We'll do inverted commas there.
Inverted commas.
So we've got the professionals. I presume you got them off the top of Google, maybe up the top there.
I think it probably. Actually, the first ones. No, the first ones was recommended by somebody.
Oh right, okay, yeah.
And they came. Oh no, we had the council first. Yeah. Sorry,
Council
the council came in first.
Council first.
Yeah, that didn't do any good. Then we had a company come in, and the rats didn't seem to come. And I thought to myself, wow, we've sorted it.
Sorted the problem.
It was the summer.
Yeah. Okay.
So the rats didn't want to get in the loft because it's very hot in the loft in the summer.
Okay.
So they were happy to stay outside.
Right.
So of course we didn't think of them any problems. So we thought, oh, it's sorted. No. As soon as the winter come, first cold night,
straight back to
the noise was
back to square one again.
And it just got worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
So then I got them out again. Another twice they came.
And what were they doing? Just putting poison down?
They were just putting poison down. And I said to them, I said, well, is it killing them? Or are we feeding them? You know, because it got to that point where it felt like we was.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, the winter come. By the time they'd had their 3 visits, the winter came, the summer came, everything went quiet, and then the winter. So I realised now it's definitely not what they're doing. It's just that the summer's come and they don't want to come in.
Right.
So then I changed company. I went to another one.
Yeah.
And they did 7 visits.
Okay, sounds like it's getting quite expensive at this point.
Yes, it's over £1,000. It's probably about 1,500 at this point.
Okay. Yeah. And you've still got the issue.
That's and I've still got the issue, and
so
it's getting worse.
It's still getting worse.
It's getting worse. It's getting.
Did you have any dead ones at any point that stinking the place out?
We did, and we had flies. Yeah. We had all of that.
It's horrible, isn't it?
It's absolutely vile. Absolutely vile. The one time I went up and I had to remove a dead one that was full of maggots.
Yeah.
Of course, couldn't get all the maggots, so they turned into flies. Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah.
That really was. So then I got another company in, and like I said, there were 7 visits from that company. They told me that they were getting into my loft from the roof. So I had to up the downpipe. Sorry, they were getting up the downpipe.
Oh yeah. And
then into the roof.
Okay.
So I put these like cages on every downpipe. There's 4 around. So
that's another load of expense. And...
Yeah, that's what they asked me to do. So I did that, and you know, we fought.
You know, actually, while I'm sat here talking to you, I have a rage inside of me that builds up and builds up because. One of the reasons we want to do this video is because we hear these stories over and over and over again, and some of our customers, this has gone on for 15 years, you know, so no wonder when we cure the problem they break down in tears and start crying.
I felt like that just when we had no activity, especially when there was no activity in the shed as well as the loft. Oh my God, it's a miracle. It really is. It's a bloody miracle.
Well, that's the thing as well, you see, because this one has gone on for so long that you've ended up having 2 separate situations where you've got rats that were coming out of a sewer problem, and you'd also, because it didn't happen for so long, they'd also got above ground in the garden, in other people's gardens. So you've not only got the sewer rats coming up into the house, you've also got the rats in the garden, in the shed. Absolute nightmare, basically. Absolute nightmare. And it would have just got worse and worse and worse. And putting poison down, it's just never going to answer the as you found out.
It didn't work. I thought I was feeding them.
Well, you
I
can.
think I was.
Yeah, literally can, because this is why there are things like resistance building up in cities like Wolverhampton. There's certain poisons. If you're putting it down, you might as well be just putting them down some food.
Well, I missed out one company. You know what they did?
Go on.
They lift the manhole up.
Yeah.
And they put some like poisonous blocks on a piece of string.
Yeah.
And then slotted it in and said that'll
do
solve
it,
that problem.
So that'll kill every rat in the sewer system.
That'll solve that problem. You'll be all right now.
See, this is what we're up against all the time. And these are people who are supposed to be professionals. We're professionals. Well, our results speak for ourselves. The truth of the matter is, how long have we been coming here now? So we know this was going to be a nightmare because they're above ground, they're also up in the house, they're in the walls and the loft. So we expect it's going to be a problem. This is the third visit in 2 weeks.
And we're done.
And that's it. All finished.
We're done.
Completed.
For the first time ever, there's been poison up there that's not been moved.
Now, we're not going to tell everyone what our little secret is, but basically, we could, if you'd have rang us in the first initial 3 years ago, if you'd have rang us, we would have had this problem solved permanently in one visit.
And I'd have been booking a cruise.
Here's a good question for you. Who would you ring if you ever get a rat problem ever again?
It's going to be you.
The Pest Interceptors. That's good to hear.
Pest Interceptors every time.
How were you feeling before you were lucky enough to see us? I think it was Mark you bumped into on a car park, wasn't it?
It was Mark.
You just went over and asked.
Well, I just found the last company that I found out and complained that, you know, they wanted another £300 off me for another 3 visits.
I did,
and they'd already done 7.
And wasn't this the company that said it was £300 initially for 3 visits? But if you only needed 1 visit, you wouldn't have to pay any more. Sorry, they'd still have to pay the 300, but they just wouldn't come out.
And they didn't like you. They didn't like you phoning them the 3rd time. The 2nd time, manageable. The customer service was rubbish. But the 3rd time when you phone, are you sure they're not imagining the noises? I know they're not imagining the noises.
Well, the truth of the matter is, the way you find that out is because you put some stuff down, you leave it down for a few days or a week, like we've done now, just in case anything ever happens again.
It's been 10 days.
You can monitor it, you can look, you can see there's no activity, because if there's rats there, there would be activity and they would take those monitoring baits away, basically. To leave poison on site, by the way, is completely illegal. So all these companies that you've had as well, by the way,
they weren't bothered.
They've been acting completely, I don't know what the word is, they're not irrationally. They've been basically breaking every law in the book. And whether that would reflect on yourself as well, I don't know. But the truth of the matter is, you would ring us again, for definite. And how are you feeling now? Now we've got
I feel fantastic. Honest to God, it's really got to me big time. This last 6 months, it's been like, you know, it's happening again. Why is it? Why can't I solve this problem? It don't matter what money I throw at it. It's not working. So much so that I wanted to sell the house, but I couldn't possibly feel like I could sell this house with a rat problem.
You know why? Because you're a good person and you've taken people on their word and on what they've said to you, and you've believed what they've said. And the truth is, I just wish you'd have phoned us in the first place, because we could have saved you a lot of stress. I can't imagine the stress you've gone through, to be honest.
Well, it's my tenant that's gone through a lot as well. I mean, you can see the house and it keeps everything immaculate.
Absolutely,
so, you know, but has been putting up with this now between 3 and 4 years, and has never complained. So
you've done well.
You know, I have done well.
Well, I mean, you could have really ended up in a situation where if you'd had a problem tenant who was a bit, shall we say, savvy to the game, and we come across this quite often with tenants, where you could have had a situation where she could have withheld the rent. So not only would it have cost you thousands of pounds in expenses and time, it could have cost you thousands of pounds in rent as well. Annoyingly though, for that person, they would have had to pay the rent when we came in and solved the problem, and they'd have to pay that back rent. So tenants out there watching this, don't think you can get away with that.
So why aren't you at top of Google, is what I want to know.
Because it's all about the money, isn't it? It's all about the money, you know. And that's why we make these videos, so we can share with people on our YouTube channel, on Facebook and places like that. So please, if you watch this, give us a share, and if you know anyone who's got a rat problem or any pest problem, please give us a shout. The Pest Interceptors. Okay.